You're in the middle of a meeting, your boss proposes a new initiative and wants everyone in the room on board. In the back of your mind, you know for a fact that their idea just won't work. It's too unrealistic. And your customer, which you talk to on a daily basis, will not be happy. You really want to say something, but choke for fear of upsetting your boss and the repercussions that might come with it. So how do you decide whether or not it's worth speaking up? What do you even say? How do you not offend your boss? The clock is ticking and you need to make a decision. Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you a few critical tips on how to respectfully disagree with your boss in a very productive way. Hey, I'm Dr. Derek Matthews, the co-founder of Character Quest, where we help you become the greatest leadership version of yourself. If you want to level up your leadership skills, then hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when we post a weekly video. And hey, if you want to connect with me personally and want to learn more about these topics, check us out on Instagram, where I post daily leadership and personal development content. Look, just because you shy away from disagreeing with your boss does not make you weak. It makes you human. We are wired to be a survival species, to avoid situations that might harm us. You might think, if I say something during this meeting, I could possibly get fired, or it might make things awkward with my boss. So here are the most productive and respectful ways to disagree with a superior at work. Step number one is you've got to take a deep breath. Most of the time when we are working up the courage to speak up to our bosses, we are naturally rehearsing all the things that could possibly go wrong, like a scene from Final Destination, but the Office edition. This is when the amygdala of the brain, the part that controls our emotions, gets hijacked, and then we become all out of whack. Take a deep breath, count to 20. If you feel your blood pressure dropping, then that's when you've probably calmed your brain and are better suited to approach your boss. But don't go when you're all fired up. Step number two is understand timing. This is critical. Is your concern with your boss idea something that impacts the entire group or just you? If it's just you, then I advise you to just wait to discuss it privately. If it impacts the group, that's a different decision. You still need to decide whether now is the time to discuss that or if it can wait. So this is all about being emotionally intelligent. It's human nature to get defensive when we put someone else on the spotlight. They get defensive, not us. You gotta listen to your gut. If your gut tells you to wait, collect data from your team, and then it's probably more appropriate to discuss in private. There's always time to discuss these things. Sometimes it's not the best thing to do it in the moment. Step number three is you gotta show that you care. My guess is that you need to send your boss an email to set up a time to discuss your concerns with their plan or give them feedback. When crafting an email, you have to communicate that you care about goal achievement and team success. Bosses kind of appreciate when you care. It matters. It demonstrates that you're engaged. Above all, tell them that you care. Step number four, share common ground. It's come down to the day where you're approaching your boss, you sit down at your kitchen table, sitting on Zoom, nervously waiting for them to join the call, when all of a sudden there is a ding and your boss appears on the screen. It's time to voice your disagreement with your boss. But before you voice your opinion with your boss, you've got to find common ground or a goal you both share. What does your boss really care about? Your boss will be more likely to listen when what you have to say is tied to goal achievement, because let's be honest, every boss is bonused on goal achievement. So I'm just being real here. This is what it would sound like. Hey, thank you for meeting with me and giving me the opportunity to share my perspective on a few things related to our goal achievement. When you can align your concerns with goals, your conversation will be much more like a chess game than a boxing match. Step number five, never outshine the master. Now is when we dive into how to craft your disagreement to influence and not infuriate your boss. This is law number one of power in the book 48 Laws of Power. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior in your desire to please and impress them. Do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. You're probably thinking, but Derek, that doesn't sound like a servant leader. you're manipulating someone. That's not manipulation. Look, this is human nature. It's called influence. This is what it takes to get people on board if you want to lead at higher levels, where most of the time, unfortunately, there are egos involved. In order to influence, you need to know how to invite people into your idea or concern to let them express theirs. This is how you lead up. So what does that sound like? It sounds like this. Thanks to your leadership, we have been moving closer to our Q3 objectives. I want to get your perspective really quick on some concerns that I have that might be goal achievement roadblocks in the coming months ahead. So that's influence, rhetoric, and persuasion at its finest. By asking for their, I don't know if you noticed this, but by asking for their perspective, you're sort of making your concerns their idea. Next step is acknowledge your own fallibility. When you dare to disagree, you do open yourself up to scrutiny from your boss. This is why you must invite your boss to poke holes in your idea or see if there's anything you are missing. So you want to model the behavior you're asking of your boss to model. If you want your boss to acknowledge your blind spots, then say something like, do I have a blind spot in my thinking? By demonstrating to your boss that you are looking to learn, grow, and achieve by acknowledging your own fallibility, you are leading up and influencing their reaction. And last but not least, say thank you. You respectfully disagreed with your boss and walked away from the interaction bigger, better, and stronger. Be sure to drop an email back to them thanking them for being so open to giving you the opportunity to dialogue on the topic at hand. Well, I hope this video has given you some tips on how to respectfully disagree with your boss. Hey, in the comments down below, I want to know what holds you back from disagreeing with your boss. And as always, if you want to level up your leadership skills, then hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified when we post a weekly video. If you want to learn more about our topics and connect with me personally, then check us out on Instagram where we post daily content. Now, leaders, I dare you to go out there and respectfully disagree with your boss with these tips and let me know how it goes.